Okay, it's Tuesday. I've been working since 8:30 this morning, and that's the reason why you didn't get a video at midnight like normal. Hopefully that'll go back to normal next week. No promises. I did talk to Ben today, and it sounds like music is going to be returning to pop very soon. So look for Ben to return to pop in February. So we'll see where that goes from there. And once I get some more information, I will throw it at your guys' way. That being said, let's talk about NXT and Impact from last week, shall we? So we're starting off with NXT here. Now, the first thing, we get William Regal in his office, and he announces February 11th is going to be the next NXT TakeOver. So there's going to be a number one contenders tournament to determine who's going to face off against Sami Zayn. Not exactly at TakeOver, but somewhere down the line. So the winner of this tournament will get a title shot in the near future. And plus, because of the tag team match last week, where she got a pinfall victory over the women's champion, Sasha Banks will be getting another shot at Charlotte and the women's championship tonight. So we start off the show with Sami Zayn coming out for a scheduled match against Tye Dillinger, and he's like, this isn't going to happen. So he jumps Tye Dillinger at the bell, and we see a side of ferocity from Sami Zayn we haven't seen in quite a long time. He beats him down, he tosses him over the top rope, he grabs the mic, and he basically says, Owens, get out here now. Here comes William Regal out instead. He's like, I really appreciate your moxie, but you know, this isn't the Sami Zayn I know. You can't act like that. That's not the way for someone to act. And Zayn's like, you know what? I'm not going to wrestle one more match until you give me what I want. I want Kevin Owens, and I want him now. Get him out here right now. Regal's not going to allow this. Alright? He doesn't want someone to leap over everyone else, all the other possible contenders, to get a title opportunity. He may get a shot down the line, and most likely he will, but it's certainly not going to happen right now, because he hasn't earned it yet. Sami's like, you know what, fine, if you want it to be that way, we can do it non-title, I got no issues with that, just give me Kevin Owens and give me him now. So Regal's like, you know what, I see you're not going to break on this, I see you're not going to back down, so at TakeOver on February 11th, we're going to see one more time for a WWE audience. NXT will bring you the first of many Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens matches. So he's like, thank you, that's all I really wanted. So we get our first match, and we're doing a single elimination tournament to determine who's going to go on to meet Sami Zayn somewhere down the line for the NXT Championship. The match that kicks off the show is Finn Balor against Curtis Axel. It is the first match in the tournament, and I'll talk about it in the tournament in a minute. So the winner of this match will go on to meet the winner of the main event for the night, which is Hideo Itami and Tyler Breeze. And next week, the other two first-round matches will be Adrian Neville against Tyson Kidd, and the rivalry that will never end, Baron Corbin and Bull Dempsey. And of course, they will face off against one another. And of course, the winner of that one faces off, and then eventually we're going to see who's going to face off against Sami Zayn. Whomever will be the champion by then. This match was good, short, straight and to the point. Curtis Axel proving why he was underutilized in WWE, and now in NXT he's getting a chance to shine a bit, and I like that a lot. So it's really nice because he locks on a chin lock midway through the match. Balor forearms his way out. He whips him in, he ducks his head, and Axel just rings his bell with a knee strike. Gets a 2 off of that. Hits the Bret Hart elbow, but finds nothing but canvas, so he misses it. And he hits 2 flying forearms, does Balor, ducks the clothesline, and hits the Pele kick, and finishes off Axel with the sling blade and the shotgun drop kick in the corner, goes up top, double foot stomp, which is now called the coup de grace, and he gets the 3 count off of that. Finn Balor moving on to the second round of the NXT Championship number 1 contenders tournament. I really enjoyed this match. I like the chemistry between these two, and obviously I can't say enough about how great Finn Balor really is, and how he's going to be a ginormous commodity in NXT and in the WWE for years to come, as long as they treat him correctly. And Curtis Axel, like I said, I'm very happy to see him actually getting to do something now, instead of just kind of jerking the curtain on Superstars. Or main eventing Superstars. So yeah, I like this. This is new rejuvenant for his career, and I think that's what needs to happen. So Sasha says, you know what, tonight I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. I beat you, Charlotte, and tonight I'm going to do the same. This time I'm going to take the championship. No one will be able to save you. The boss will now be the champion. We get a short, straight and to the point promo from Bull Dempsey. He says, I promise no counting. There will be no bright lights. There's simply going to be just the crowd and the entire arena chanting, Bull, Bull. Yes, I smell it too. Yeah. NXT Women's Championship on the line. Charlotte defending against Sasha Banks. Of course, Banks does have Becky Lynch in her corner. Charlotte has no friends, according to this right now. This match was short, straight to the point. And let me explain what I mean by that. Charlotte hits a scoop slam with authority. Goes for the flare knee drop, gets a 2 off of that. Whip in reverse and a short Thez press by Sasha. Charlotte ends up going for a Thez press, hits it herself, and Becky Lynch has had enough. She attacks Charlotte, causing for the disqualification. And the Best at Everything tandem just beat down the NXT Women's Champion until Bayley runs out for the save. And Bayley looks at the championship, and she's looking at it, and Charlotte's like, give it to me. I was like, this isn't your title. And she gives her the belly to Bayley, the hugplex, depending on what you want to call it, and leaves her laying. So Regal comes out as BAE are leaving to the back and makes the declaration. We're going to get the NXT Women's Championship on the line February 11th at TakeOver. It will be Charlotte defending against Sasha Banks, against Becky Lynch, and yes, against Bayley. And I'll tell you right now, I've been calling this for months, and I totally believe this is going to be where it's going to be set off. I think we're looking at a brand new NXT Women's Champion here, and I think it's going to be the one with the Deb ponytail from Napoleon Dynamite. I think Bayley is going to walk out with the NXT Women's Championship and start the new era of NXT Women's competition, with Charlotte probably moving up to the main roster sooner rather than later. I think Bayley and Sasha Banks are going to have a nice little feud over the championship. Bayley, of course, also feuding with Becky Lynch and maybe like the one-offs with Carmella. And who knows, maybe Leva Bates, Old Blue Pants, will come back under a new NXT name, and she'll start challenging. Don't forget, you have Alexa Bliss there as well. I mean, you can have face versus face. That works pretty well. It's anyone's guess what's going to happen. I do think Charlotte drops the championship. I thought she was going to lose it at our Evolution right in front of my eyes, literally, but it did not come to pass. I do think that what's going to end up happening here is I do think that we're going to get a new champion. It could either be Sasha Banks or it's going to be Bayley. That's my guess right now. If Becky Lynch takes the championship, she can have dissension in the ranks of the BAE, so that could work that way too. But I do think at this point, Bayley's probably going to be your champion if they don't put the strap on Sasha Banks. Either one is not the wrong answer. Tag team action here. The Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch, taking on the team of Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy, who I hereby now dub the DMLG. They are the Dubstep Muscle Laser Guns. Yeah, that's right. The Dubstep Muscle Laser Guns. Yeah, basically all the comparisons to Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, the Motor City or Murder City Machine Guns, depending on whose indie promotion you're watching at the time. Yeah, the comparisons are outrageous, so yes, I'm going to start calling them the Dubstep Muscle Laser Guns. So the Laser Guns are going to face off against the Vaudevillains. This match was short, but it allowed for a nice little upset here. It was weird because Gotch tossed Murphy over the top rope, English with the whip in, and Blake reverses. He ducks out. Murphy high kicks English right between the eyes. A roll up from behind, 1, 2, 3, and the Guns win. Interesting. Very interesting. They're going to push Blake and Murphy. That's fine. A lot of people, I can vouch for this, a lot of people want to see Blake and Murphy actually do something. And the Laser Guns probably looking at your next NXT Tag Team Champions, because they make a challenge to Kalisto and Sin Cara, the Lucha Dragons, and that match is going to happen next week. So Tyler Breeze wants to separate the world between the super good-looking people and the Ugo people. And the only way he could do so is by winning this tournament. Not exactly sure what that has to do with anything, but That's always that. So the laser guns basically say that this wasn't an upset. And then they make the challenge, like I just talked about, to the Dragons, and yeah, that's what's going to happen next week. Main event time, it is Tyler Breeze and Hideo Itami, the final match of the tournament for the evening, and the final match in NXT for the evening. I get my first Mike Aiello sighting. Mike and his wonderful family actually were in attendance for the tapings, and they are on camera a lot. You can definitely see Mike in the bottom left-hand corner, along with his lovely wife Summer and their 2 children. Yeah, it's really kind of cool to see my friend Mike Aiello, Universal's creative director, in just sitting in the crowd, just enjoying himself, his family enjoying themselves, having a blasty blast, and yeah, it was really cool to see that. So yeah, kudos to Scotty Too Hottie for hooking that up, actually. I know that for a fact. Thank you, Twitter and Facebook. This match was really good. There's been a lot of things saying with the new signings of Itami and Owens, and a new resurgence for Neville, and obviously with Balor. I mean, there is a lot of people that are saying that the NXT originals are being kind of pushed down a little bit lower. And this match proved why Tyler Breeze does not need to be ignored. This match was really good for Breeze. I really enjoyed it. And let's talk about this midway through the match, because this match was really good. And Breeze goes for a shoulder block on the ring apron, and it gets stopped by a straight front kick from Itami. So he whips him in, Itami ducks his head, and of course Tyler tosses him into the ropes. He goes for a scoop slam. Itami lands on his feet behind him, goes for the O'Connor roll, and it's attempted, and it gets shrugged off. Supermodel kick, 1, 2, and no, Itami kicks out. So he starts punching away in the corner and stomping away in the corner. He's just beating the daylights out of him, and of course the referee backs him up time and time again to make sure it's like, Breeze, you can't do this. So at this point, Breeze puts him on a buckle. He climbs up. 2 big right hands, ends up stopping it right there. So Hideo's got the advantage. He catches the kick. Tyler with a kick of his own. And then he hits Austin Aries' snap crucifix driver. Which, if you haven't seen it before, it's when... You see it in Ring of Honor a lot. He basically leaps up on your back like a normal crucifix roll-up, and instead of a roll-up, he snaps back and drops you like a head drop right on the canvas, and it looked brutal, and he got a 2.5 off of that. Probably not the first time that Hideo Itami has felt that crucifix driver, obviously. So he hits the overhand right, and he says, "You're not better than me," and then he says, "You don't get to win," and then he boots him, and he's basically just ticking off Itami, and he basically just hulks up. Then he rocks the Kenta Rush, and he finishes with a round kick, a spinning back kick. He hits the hesitation drop kick in the corner, and a running kick finishes it for the 3 count. Hideo Itami moving on to the next round of the NXT #1 Contender Tournament. So yeah, what a great way to end the show, and it's going to be next week, the current team of Finn, not next week, but you will see in the next round, Finn Balor and Hideo Itami one-on-one inside an NXT ring. And it's something we've been wanting to see for a long time. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be coming up very soon. Obviously, we're building towards TakeOver. A couple weeks till TakeOver. A lot of things still have to be hashed out. Kevin Owens had a promo on the show basically saying anything he has to say, he'll say straight to Zayn's face, and he'll do it next week during their contract signing. So that's going to happen. I tried to hold it off as much as I could. I apologize. Curtis Axel did well this week. Tyler Breeze did well this week. They're pushing the Women's Championship. They're pushing the Tag Team Championships. Something obviously WWE doesn't want to do. Yeah, I really love NXT, and I'm very glad that every single week it gives me some wrestling to watch that I don't have issues with. Obviously, you always have issues with everything, but I mean, still, when it comes down to it, most of it, like I said, NXT is the best wrestling on television right now. Now, granted, I don't watch Lucha Underground. I have no access to it. I don't watch any Japanese stuff. I could, but I just don't have the time. I watch what's available to me, and what's available to me is actually NXT and Impact, so yeah, that's what I'm watching. So let's talk about Impact, shall we? once again, we start off the show with Feast or Fired. Feast or Fired, if you were unaware, is basically 4 poles on the ring posts. And what they are, they can have briefcases on the end of them. The briefcase can contain either a title shot or a pink slip. Whoever grabs the briefcase has control of whatever is in that case. You can win a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. You can get a shot at the X Division Championship. You can get a shot at the Tag Team Championships. Or you can just get fired. So, you basically take your career in its own hands whenever you do a match like this. Because there's a chance, a 1 in 4 chance, you may not have a job after this is over. That's why I like the Feast or Fired idea. Always thought it worked. And Feast or Fired are the reason at the Revolution are the Tag Team Champions. Because TNA knows something about continuity. So who's involved in this match? We have DJ Zema Ion. You have Jesse Goddard and Robbie E. of the Bromans. So the Bromans involved. Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. You also have Bram and Magnus, Austin Aries, Samuel Shaw, Rockstar Spud, and Gunner. Okay. Interesting. Samuel Shaw kind of sticks out like a sore thumb here. And they haven't really done anything with Gunner in 2015 yet. Now, granted, I know it's like almost the end of January, but still, I haven't really done anything with him yet. So, excuse me. Robbie E goes to climb early on. Velvet climbs up, grabs the case. So, Robbie E has won a briefcase. But technically, Velvet grabbed the case, so Velvet's the one that's going to potentially get the reward or the punishment. We'll get to that. So, Rockstar Spud climbs up on Samuel Shaw's back. He takes the second case. The Wolves hit the pop-up kick to Jesse, and Tandem Tope gets stopped by Angelina doing the I Dream of Jeannie, and the hip toss DJ Zema Ion on everyone. So Aries feigns the heat-seeking missile. He grabs the third case, and then he dives on everyone anyway, because he's Austin Aries. He doesn't have to have an excuse to do anything. Gunner hits a flying clothesline to Bram. These two, of course, had a storied history in TNA. He climbs up, he gets pulled off. Gunner fights Bram up top. Magnus nails Gunner from behind. Fall away from Gunner onto Bram while Magnus powerbombs him, basically a Tower of Doom spot. Magnus grabs the last case. So, Rockstar Spud, Austin Aries, Magnus, and Robbie E., or at least that's what we thought, are the holders of the briefcases. So all of them could either get a title shot or be fired. There's a chance for all of it. So Bobby Lashley comes to the ring so he can get his title back. Alright. He says, "Bring me my title." Yeah, okay. So Kenny King comes out. Apparently, his title was not Kenny King, obviously, because that's who comes out. He says, "You know what, you're ungrateful, you're unappreciative, and you're ugly. You had family help to beat Robert Roode." Robert Roode, wow. What year am I in? Bobby Roode. So Kenny King wants to fight, but he wants the BDC at ringside. So we get our first match after this, our first singles match of the evening. It is Lashley against Kenny King. This match was short, straight and to the point. MDK connects on Kenny King, and MVP, Loki, and Samoa Joe hit the ring. So, at this point, MVP's deciding he's going to head to the street. He wants to face Lashley, but he wants to face him on the street. Okay. Gail Kim in action. Next against Havoc. It's going well for a while. Referee Stifler gets shoved. Automatic DQ. After the match is over, Havoc picks up Gail Kim and drops her face first on the announce table. Well, the timekeeper's table, and actually the ring bell. Goozles Gail going for the choke slam. Lights out. Music hits. Awesome Kong's in the ring. There's a stare down, and Kong ends up clotheslining Havoc over the top rope to the floor. Now, granted, we're building and building and building to Kong and Havoc at Lockdown, is what I'm guessing, because that's what makes the most sense. So yeah, this was a really entertaining situation with Gail Kim, and then it also got brought into an entertaining situation, obviously, with Havoc and Kong stare down once again. I really think they could have done a little bit more with the Gail Kim match, but then again, I understand why you're building to Havoc and Kong, and the Gail Kim match was basically just to get us to that point. But still, I think I'd like to see a lot longer match between Gail Kim and Havoc. I didn't get a chance to watch TNA for quite a while, so yeah. I'm sure it happened while I was gone, but didn't see it. Up next, we get Tigre Uno, and he's facing off against Koya. Now, Koya, if you were unaware, is a superstar by the name of Mahabali Shera. And Mahabali Shera was the last champion of Rinka King, which obviously you guys know, the TNA offshoot Indian promotion that was basically ran by Jeff Jarrett. Now, here's the thing. He was in the tournament. He defeated Nick Dinsmore, Eugene. And he got all the way to the semis where he lost to Scott Steiner. Now, on April 21st, 2012, he defeated Magnus for the championship. And he was the final Rinka King champion. Alright? Now, September 22nd of last year, the signing was announced of their first Indian wrestler. TNA officially signed Shera to a contract. Now, on November 12th, Manic tried to introduce Shera to James Storm and bring him into the Revolution, but Storm was like, yeah, go away. Now, months later, on January 7th, a couple weeks ago, actually 20 days ago, his name was changed to Koya, and he joined the Revolution. And this was his debut match, and he basically just squashed Tigre Uno like a grape, and he finished him off with a riding bomb. And if you don't know what the riding bomb, it's D'Lo Brown's old Sky High. I've heard it called a hanging tree slam as well. So yeah, it's the riding bomb. Which is funny because I remember calling moves like that before. It's like when Kidman used to do it back in the day. I mean, Kidman did it. He did more of like the hanging tree slam style, but it's still a riding bomb regardless of how you look at it. After this match is over, James Storm calls out Matt Hardy. He said he will not be conquered, and in true Haunted Mansion style, there's always room for one more in the Revolution. Alright, that's interesting. I'm down with this. Kurt Angle tells Bobby Roode, you can do it on your own and lose, or you can do it with me. So you can team up with me, whether you like me or not, doesn't really matter. We have a common goal, and the common goal obviously is to get rid of Showtime, Eric Young, and Low Ki, and that match is up next. So we have EY and Low Ki against Bobby Roode and Kurt Angle. This match was a little bit longer than I would anticipate, but still not that long at all. So, he gets hit with the Angle Slam. He drops the straps. He's going to set up for the ankle lock, of course. EY nails Angle from behind, and Bobby Roode clotheslines EY. Crossface on Low Ki, and Kurt Angle knocks Eric Young off the apron. Young ends up hitting the Cactus Jack Hip Buster on Bobby Roode with a steel chair, and Low Ki gets the pin. Low Ki has pinned Bobby Roode. Serious upset right there. MVP's outside shown with Lashley's TNA World Heavyweight Championship. He wants to fight. Alright. Speaking of wanting to fight, based upon what we've had the last couple weeks, we have a singles match between Jeremy Borash and Ethan Carter III. Match starts with EC3 toying with him, basically doing his own commentary for the match. And then JB finally just lets him have it and starts beating him down, and he starts kneeing him in the corner, and EC3 finally takes him down, and he spits at Rockstar Spud. So JB jumps on his back, and then Tyrus pulls Spud off, and then nails Spud with a heart punch. Interestingly enough, who made the save? Mandrews. Mark Andrews, the winner of British Boot Camp, came out, and he hit a springboard missile dropkick on Tyrus and made the save on the Borash. The double British Boot Camp dropkick from Mandrews and Spud. So Spud with a tope con hilo, Mandrews with a shooting star press on Tyrus on the floor, and JB had the line of the night, and obviously I can't say on here, but he basically said, and if you can read lips, you can understand, JB said to Ethan Carter III, I will F you up. And it was said on television. Obviously, it wasn't said on a microphone. It was basically said, yeah. I just thought that needed to be mentioned. Next week, we get Monsters Ball. Finally, one more time, it is Jeff Hardy against Abyss, so that's going to be fun. Singles match next, we get Cowboy James Storm against Matt Hardy. We'll get to the finish here. So, Matt Hardy ducks the last call. Twist of Fate is countered. Going for the Eye of the Storm. Into an inside cradle. 1, 2, 3. Hardy wins. Storm wants a handshake. Hardy gives him up yours V1 style, and Abyss attacks from behind. Last call hit on Hardy, and James Storm starts choking him with the bull rope. Jeff runs out with a steel chair and hits the Twist of Fate on Abyss. Makes the official challenge for Monsters Ball this week on Impact. So this Friday night, Jeff Hardy, Abyss, one more time, Monsters Ball, Manhattan Center. Good Lord. So, finally going to find out what's going to happen between the briefcases. And Feast or Fire, to TNA's credit, has been kind of hidden from everyone. It's not something that's been spoiled. Very appropriate. Rockstar Spud gets the first case, opens it up. He's got an X Division title shot. So Rockstar Spud is going to be having a match with Low-Ki in the near future. Magnus gets a shot for him and Bram to go after the Revolution and the World Tag Team Championships. You're down to 2. Robbie E starts freaking out. And he starts messing with his hair, which is fun. He says Velvet grabbed the case, so Velvet should be the one that opens the case. Now, I'm sure a lot of people would jump on the fact that if you go with the stereotypical Vince Russo booking that the internet likes to talk about on TNA so much, this case would have went to Velvet Sky and Austin Aries would have been fired. Well, that didn't happen. Velvet opens the case. She's fired. Aries, of course, now gets a world title shot. One more chance to become TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So, Lashley and Aries one more time. So, Velvet's fired. And she freaks out. Robbie E's marking out because, yeah, you're gone. It's not me. You grabbed the case, bro. And now you're gone. And kick you to the curb. And basically, it was just kind of like Velvet's exit from the company because apparently her contract wasn't renewed and she's free to do whatever she wants, whether she resigns with TNA or whether she joins her boyfriend in WWE if Bully Ray ends up in WWE full-time, which, like I said, he needs to be the savior going to be the X Factor against the Beatdown Clan. I think that makes more sense, and I think he is actually more utilized in TNA. I understand why he'd want to be in WWE. Better paychecks, obviously, bigger crowds, but still, I really think Bully Ray fits TNA, and I really think he needs to come back whether he does or not. So, Velvet's gone, and we have 3 new championship matches that are set up for the near future. Rockstar Spud and Low-Ki, Bram and Magnus against the Revolution, and Austin Aries one more time against Bobby Lashley. Speaking of Lashley, him and MVP basically fight in front of the Manhattan Center, and they finally fight back inside. So Low-Ki, Kenny King, Samoa Joe, and Eric Young, who's still not a part of the Beatdown Clan, even though he's a part of every single Beatdown, attack. They drag Lashley out to the street. Bobby Roode and Kurt Angle make the save, and Roode grabs the championship. He looks at it, and that's how we go home. Obviously, Bobby Roode still wants to be TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And it's going to be interesting to see if he and Angle and Lashley can coexist to try to face the Beatdown Clan and rid TNA from yet another heel stable. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, we're building towards Lockdown. I'm guessing there's some sort of a Lockdown match with Lashley, Angle, Lashley, Angle, maybe Gunner, I don't know, possibly, who knows. Maybe Matt Hardy, given the fact Jeff really can't really do much. I'm going to guess, if I had to guess right now, that this match with Abyss, the Monsters Ball match, is going to set up Jeff Hardy going away for a while the UK tour goes down. Because obviously Jeff Hardy can't travel, not overseas, because of his previous indiscretions. So because of that, you have a good chance that Jeff Hardy's going to get taken out. But I don't think it's Monsters Ball. I think it just sets it up. What I think is going to take him out, apparently, is going to be what happens. The big and huge bump he took off the top of the cage, landing on the ring steps. That's going to take him out. But that's the Hardys against the Revolution for the tag team titles. And I don't know when that happens. I try to stay away from spoilers on TNA as much as I can. Obviously, we're building to Lockdown. Hopefully building to my stomach not bothering me on camera so I don't have to cough and everything every 5 minutes. Yeah, what I recommend here for everything. Yeah, I mean, it was a well done show. I like the new TNA. I like Josh Matthews and Taz. I like their chemistry as an announced team. I think it works really well. Feast or Fired worked really well for me. Velvet leaving the company because of Feast or Fired. It's not uncommon. It's happened before. I mean, it's a legitimate firing here. Because they're playing it up on Twitter as Velvet's yeah, you need to tell Destination America that this was unjust and I should have been fired. And it's yeah. Koya had a nice debut here over Tigre Uno. I think Tigre Uno eventually ends up in the Revolution. It seems like James Storm is getting cruiserweight, and then he brings in someone like Koya, and there's Abyss too, which is weird. So I think there needs to be some more substance in the Revolution. I think a really good idea for the Revolution at this point. Maybe Samuel Shaw. Maybe that's where he ends up. It's possible. Maybe Nux. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do anything with Nux at all. But yeah, there's always that. Yeah, it was Impact this week. Yeah, enjoyable show. Look forward to next week. Should be pretty fun. So tomorrow on Pop, of course, Vlog of Randomness. As of this moment, still don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to figure it out. Thursday, brand new Sip and Snack, and Friday, up in the air right now. Given my schedule, it sounds like there's a possibility that Friday will be the BAFTA prediction video, and Saturday will be AJ's movie reviews. Because I just found out today that we are getting Black or White, which is added on to Project Almanac in the Loft. I also know today we're getting Birdman, which we've already reviewed on this channel and have already seen theatrically, so it doesn't really matter, but it's really awesome. I'm getting it at my theater. That will be on there with Vice for 5 movies on AJ's movie reviews. Of course, Ashley will be rejoining us for Gaming with Ash, and Sunday, brand new versus. Cryptic Comment is Inferno. Monday, back into Celebrity Apprentice, and next Tuesday, NXT and Impact. So that's going to be coming at you very soon. Been returning to the channel very soon, and as soon as I find out any more news, any more information, any more rumors, speculation, I can talk about Halloween Horror Nights videos returning to Pop. So thank you if you watch the speculation for post-punk for the first code word in Hollywood. So yeah. That being said, thank you guys and girls up there for watching. As always, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, help spread the word about Pop. If you haven't yet, click like on our Facebook fan page. Go right ahead, click like on our Facebook fan page. It's Sir Owen Disney Pop. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Sir Owen Disney. Friend request me via Facebook. Let me know you like the channel. It is Owen Disney. Last but certainly not least, you want to talk about wrestling with me, WWE, TNA, you want to talk about NXT, you want to talk about theme parks in general, Disney, Universal, you want to talk about Busch Gardens. We can talk about that because obviously I went there for the first time last year. Or if you have any theme park questions, I'll answer those, no worries there. If you have ideas for the Vlog of Randomness or Sip and Snack, or if you have an idea for verses you would like to see, or if you'd like to become a popcaster yourself, you can send your content, all your information via my email, siroandisney@gmail.com. So in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching, and until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.